It had been a long year for Thomas and all of his friends on the island of Sodor, and he was happy to be home. For exactly 1 year ago, he left on a voyage around the world, and since then he has returned with his new friend Nia, and he was now ready to begin his new work on the railway. The fat controller arrived at the sheds one morning. "Thomas," he said, "today I would like you to take the cars from Knapford up to the Blue Mountain Quarry." "The fuel ones?" said Thomas. "Yes, the fuel ones. And get to it, they need that fuel." "All right," said Thomas. "I can't wait to see all my narrow gauge friends again," said Thomas as he popped along happily. When he arrived, however, he found quite the mess. He found freight cars everywhere, engines off the rails, cars overturned. He didn't know what to think. "Well, this is quite the mess," said his crew. "Indeed," said Thomas. Thomas decided to ask Skarloey, who was standing nearby. "Well, I'll tell you what happened," said Skarloey. "When you left on your voyage around the world, and Sir Topham Hatt left to find you, Mr. Percival had to go take control of your railway to make sure it ran smoothly. He left ours, and it fell into disrepair." "Is all this my fault, then?" thought Thomas. "No, it can't be. This is just sheer coincidence," said Thomas. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Later that day, Thomas puffed by the windmill, only to find Elizabeth and the miller sitting there downtrodden, sad and depressed. "What's wrong?" he puffed. "With you gone," said the miller. "Toby had to mend your branch line, and he couldn't pick up the flour from the windmill. Without that precious export, it's going out of business." "Is this my fault?" thought Thomas. No, it's not. No, it's got to be just a coincidence," he puffed, and he moved on. Later, Thomas was at Knapford when Edward puffed in. "What are you doing here, Edward?" said Thomas. "I thought you were permanently at Wellsworth." "Well, that's the thing, I might be here again now," said Edward. "What do you mean?" "Well, with you going around the world, and Gordon's Express not stopping at Wellsworth, there couldn't be as many trains, so my station's kind of falling apart. I don't know what I'll do." Thomas then thought, "This is my fault," he said. "Edward, is this really my fault?" said Thomas. "I wouldn't..." "Oh," thought Edward. "I don't think it's your fault," said Thomas. I think you forgot the adventure you already had here." "What do you mean?" said Thomas. "Well, you left Sodor seeking adventure, when you didn't realize you already had tons of adventure here, adventure that benefited others. I mean, really, all you did was go around the world, jumping from country to country, visiting." "That's true," said Thomas. "I don't mean to be mean," said Edward, "but just think about it." Was my trip really all that worth it, thought Thomas, as he looked out into the sea. I can't be sure. Thomas then puffed home, contemplating the choice he made. "I have made a terrible mistake," he thought. The next day, Thomas was in the lumber yard, sulking miserably, when Diesel came up behind him with a paint tanker. "This is for all the extra work you gave us," cried Diesel. "Yeah, make Thomas pay," the workmen cried as they joined in. "Yeah, make Thomas pay, make him pay. He left us, and he left us to do all this work. Fat controller, get rid of him." Now, Thomas, covered in paint and sulking, looked at nothing but his buffers. For the first time in his life, he had no idea what to do.